Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome for the very first time to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to the Apocalypse DLC. So, Stellaris is a game I have loved for a very long time, but not really had all that much chance to play, and finally I've decided, why not just make it a series on the channel? There are some games I tend to play just by myself because I don't really want to record it, I want to just enjoy the experience, but I think this will be a fantastic game to show everyone. But please note, I am an absolute scrub in this game, so expect a lot of very odd choices. And so we begin a new game. Now, I did run a poll very briefly over on Twitter, asking what type of civilization I should play, and as of right now, about 2 hours in, we're going to create something fairly evil. We're going down a slaver route. We are going to enslave the universe to our perfect will. Through our leadership, the universe shall prosper. And so, create new. So, I have a few ideas, and one of them is to go down the plant route, because I like the lore of this idea. My fiancé basically told me this idea, and I loved it, so that's what we're going with. The idea is, we're not really evil, we're just completely amoral. We have no morals, be it bad or good, we don't do anything for a moral purpose. Because we are plants, we have no sense of pain, we have no need to reproduce, it just sort of happens in nature with the plants. We don't understand why these fleshy things would even care about being sliced open, or not allowed to have children, or enslaved for work, because we do that to our own population and we don't seem to care, so why would they? We're just above understanding that type of thing. Now, of course, that makes less and less sense as we communicate with others, but I just like the idea anyway. And I also like the idea of a plant being very greedy for resources, so that's sort of what we're going to go with. So one idea I had was, how about the cash, minor coughing fit there, let's try it again, the cash cactus. Because it looks like a cactus and all that, and has the spikes, and I like the idea of that. So all about resources, all about gaining as much energy and minerals as possible. And we will do good things in the universe, we will also do absolute atrocities. We just don't care, and don't really understand why we should care. Cash cacti. Cacto. That's how that would work, and then sure. Cash cacton. Yes. Sounds odd, but I like it. Okay, ship prefix. You know, I'm actually tempted just to stick with the regular humanoid one. Just because it's so easy, the ISS blah blah blah. It is a lot easier to keep track. I don't think I'll be naming every single ship, but I will be taking suggestions, don't worry. That also goes for planets. What shall we do? Just go with the standard? I mean, it is a lot easier. This is a really silly one, most people won't like it, but CC. Cash collector. It makes so less sense, but it randomly popped into my head. I like the word cash at the moment, okay? Okay, let's just... It could be resource collector, RC, but then all I can think of is remote control, like the little cars and stuff. Yeah, okay, we're going to stick with CC for now. So, obviously, we want to be industrious and we want to be thrifty. We are all about energy and materials. We have learned this. Members of this species are known for their diligent and hard-working nature, always going above and beyond, especially since they don't get tired and they don't feel pain. Thrifty. Members of this species are instinctively economical and are always looking to make a good profit, whatever corners need cutting. Both of these sound perfect, if you ask me. Now, slow breeders to me would make sense. They're plants. Now, of course, some plants in the world are incredibly fast, but also some are incredibly slow, so we could make the argument for that. Slow learners, plants, again. Traditional, I would like extra unity just for that reason, not particularly for the lore. I would like strong, because it would be extra minerals, but then we would need 2 negatives to offset that. Communal would be nice, making them more just happy all the time. Charismatic would be interesting and would definitely allow us to be both good and bad, since we're probably... Well, if we're going to be slavers, then I think we have to at least be authoritarian, which normally isn't picked up too well. And honestly, being authoritarian xenophobe would allow us to slave a lot easier. we don't trust other species naturally. So although we don't hate them, which xenophobe would hint, we're not trusting, they're not us, we're natural to keep a bit of a distance. But if we're charismatic, we can get over that. Because I don't want to be just pure aggression this whole time. So, okay, so we're industrious, thrifty, and we're charismatic. I mean, who wouldn't choose, who wouldn't choose that mug for a start, but who wouldn't trust it either? So we need -3. Non-adaptive. We're cacti after all. Water is bad. Well, we can be easily drowned. And then maybe decadent. No, because that would hint a bit more of a conscience. But at the same time, maybe they would get annoyed because they couldn't devote their full attention to whatever else they're doing. For instance, getting energy because they're not catered to hand and foot. I mean, that would kind of work, I guess. Deviants because they don't care enough to follow our rule. That would make sense. But they're plants. They don't like moving around all that much. Yeah, that would make a lot more sense. So they are industrious, thrifty, and members of this species have a special charisma and are generally considered pleasant to be around. They are non-adaptive. This species does not adapt well to foreign environments, and they don't like moving around. This species has a sedentary past. There we go. Words are hard, especially with a stammer. That's one of the few words which always triggers me. I can never say it properly. And its members are reluctant to migrate away from where they grew up. If you pay close attention to how I speak, and if I'm reading something and then always replace the same word, that word is a bit of a trigger word for my stammer, and thus I will always avoid it at all costs. Name and class. Oh, Homeworld. Yeah, Desert World, definitely. Homeworld, the money marble. Question mark. I will check that in a second. Star name. What'd the star name be? Energy. That's all we care about. It's just pure energy. Why else would we care? Going to come back to the star name, because right now I can't think of one. Where is the plant city? There's the plant city. Government and ethics. Okay, here it goes. So, one thing I didn't even think of is I've not really played Apocalypse much. My fiancé has. On my account, I think she's logged like an extra 60 hours into Stellaris now because she's been playing, well, since the DLC. But Xenophobe and Authoritarian will both give us the ability to spread very quickly because Xenophobe means star-based influence cost is less, and Authoritarian means we get more influence. So how about that? So we are Fanatic, Authoritarian, and then Xenophobe. I do kind of want to be Spiritualist, though, instead. I do love the temples and everything else, and the psionic stuff later. Along with me really wanting to try out the Hallowed Worlds. Yeah, there's actually a lot of things I'd rather be rather than Xenophobe, but the thing is, Xenophobe can enslave aliens. Ta-da! So a full slave species rather than only putting them in the caste system. Though I guess that doesn't make as much sense based on the purely amoral idea, because some of them may be incredibly smart. Why make them slaves? Why not let them research for us? But I still feel like this fits the theme more and would let us spread incredibly quickly. Okay, next I don't think Imperial makes sense. I think the dictatorship would make a lot more sense though. We elect whoever we think at the time will lead us to the greatest future, and then we stick with them. Again, not for any evil, power-hungry motive, just that's the way we see things. Mining guilds. Several large mining guilds have reached a dominant position in this society. The government relies heavily on their support. Yes? Slaver guilds. Much of the true political power in this society rests with a number of powerful and ruthless slaver guilds. They know how to get the most out of a slave. Oh god. Just, you know, I do disagree fully with the morals of this particular species. Well, the lack of them. Ooh, Syncretic evolution. That's interesting, though. We could have a subspecies. No, because these are already so perfect at mining and such. But these would be even better, because if we do this, so this is the next species, let's just pop in, whatever, they're them for a second. So they are already serviles. plus 10% minerals, plus 10% food. Then if we make them industrious, and then make them, where are you, very strong. Ooh, we can't do that because then we need 2 -2s, and I don't think there are 2 -2s, are there? No, I don't think there is. There's non-adaptive, which I'll give them anyway because I want them the same as us. And quarrelsome, because I don't really care about them making unity. Yeah, okay, so it's regular strong, I suppose. This would mean we're getting plus 15, plus 5, plus 10. That would be a ridiculous way to get a lot of minerals. And this species would distrust the cactus. The cactus are emotionally not there, but at the same time, they seem to be heading in the right direction. Then fleeting because they're never going to be leaders. And wasteful because they're always going to be slaves. They're going to be remarkably cheap. But then if we have these, we don't need to be particularly industrious ourselves. That's what our little friends here are for. And they could be fully slaved, I believe. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, actually. Then what we can do is make us, instead of being industrious, we can be intelligent. We don't have time for emotion, but we have time for research. Yeah, actually, I really like this idea. But it does mean that we're going to lose out on slaver guilds, which is really, really powerful. Plus 10% minerals, so you kind of get that baked in to the other one. But yeah, I think this is worth it. I think this is worth it if they're going to breed alongside us and be with us the whole time. That sounded so weird. So what should these be then, I wonder? Cabbages. No. I want something which looks strong. What looks strong is the question. Oh, I know, the beetles. And they're quite swarm-like. You can imagine them having a minor hive mind to follow us. Yeah, okay. Name. Mineral harvester beetles. What should I call you then? We're the cash cacti. You are the harvester beetles. I'm kind of tempted just to call them harvester beetles because I can imagine the cacti calling them that. That's the thing. Maybe. Oh, choices are hard. I just did the randomized name and the Syncretic. I like that. It sounds so brutish and kind of like low end. Syncretic. It also sounds like I'm swearing a little bit. So I like that. Yeah, okay, Syncretic it is. The Syncretic. Sorry, the Syncretic. Okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, the Syncretic are going to be our servants then, apparently. Yep, arthropod, that's fine. Okay, traits we've just done. So they are industrious and strong, making them great for the army as well. That's the thing. They are, however, fleeting and wasteful. They don't understand how to, you know, recycle because they're not all that smart. But they're not going to be unhappy. They are just naturally subservient. Again, I don't want to be cruel. I don't want to be evil. Everything we're doing seems evil, but the whole idea is we are amoral. It's very different because we have no sense of evil. Though saying that, I suppose evil is completely subjective anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Ooh, the flag. I kind of like that because we are two species. I like the idea of a split flag. And actually, I may put that with the Empire name. Like the Twin Legion or something like that, because we are two. And again, that looks so nice, but I don't want a really evil looking one. At the same time, I don't want a particularly fluffy, nice looking one. I want something neutral. Not the paradox symbol. Kind of like that, the whole like unity thing going on. At the same time, a bit more basic as well. See, here's the thing. Okay, we are completely amoral. How much does that affect our character, though? How much desire do we have for things? Our ability to converse? Apparently we are charismatic, so we're not exactly unversed in these things. I guess it's just the primary focus is survival and resource acquisition. That goes above all else. The cycle of life. It's a Pac-Man. We are devouring that thing. Oh, there we go. The energy symbol. Is that the energy symbol? I don't care if it is or isn't, I like it anyway. Oh, that works. That in the center of everything. Yep, that's how we're going to do that. How about green? Because we are, after all, a cactus. That makes complete sense to me. Okay, the Empire then. Home system name is required for the randomization option. Okay, I do want the randomization option. But first of all, starting ruler. Ruler title. What would you call the ruler title? Grand Trade Prince. I don't really know. Oh, of course, because we're plants, we don't have the gender options, so we don't have the male and female options there. So, what are we going to have for the name of our ruler? I'm thinking the Grand... See, I want Grand to be in there. The Grand Collector. Grand Collector Thorn. I just like the standard green, honestly. Okay, which one of these looks the most... Well, that's a very pious looking one, isn't it? Which one looks the most money? Oh, I like this one though with all the plants growing off in the background. I can imagine that there as a... Just, this is a lump of gold. We like gold, so we've put it on a plaque. There are way more rooms than I expected. That's fairly basic, all pots and stuff. Money above all else, but I would like a bit of decoration. I think I'm going to walk back a little bit with how much I have tried to push the fact we like resources. Yeah, I like that one. I really do like that one. It's a bit lavish, you know? We like the lavish stuff. We got some money there, just on a plaque. Grand Collector Thorn. You know, because it's a cactus. I couldn't help it. I had it in my head and it just happened, okay? So, finally, what are we going to call the sun? What is our sun called? Sunny Sun Sun. It's always sunny in Cactusville. No, I think... I don't know, I just want the word cash in there again. The Great Cash Star. The Great Profit Maker. The Bringer of Profit. The Bringer of Profit is our sun. No, that's too... You see, I just want one word. I'm tempted just to call it sun. Just to call it the basic. Okay, a bit of an idea here. The Sterling Star. Now, sterling has a lot of meanings, and it is people's name. But sterling also refers to pound sterling, which is the currency in the UK. I live in the UK. Whenever I hear sterling, I think of money. And it's alliteration. Money marble, sterling star. You get the idea. It's the Sterling Star. So, the Empire name. Great Cash Cactus Commonwealth. Look at all those C's. Straight away it's like, so I heard you liked C's. Yes. The Great Cash Cactus Commonwealth Conglomerate. Ooh. I'm going to keep on pressing this until I see one I kind of like, and then I might change it. The Cash Cactus Union. I like that as well, though. It's simple, it's nice, it's exactly what it is. Though I did mention about the Twin Legion. That's what we could call everything, because again, we don't want to be mean to these lovely insects. They have been with us since the start, and I'm sure through their hard work we have prospered, the resources have been gathered, the fields have been tilled, and so both of us are ascending to space. It just so happens they're not particularly smart, and we are. They are particularly strong, and we're not. It's the circle of life. Yeah, we're not the good guys here.
Maintaining state cohesion as we venture into space presents a unique challenge. We shall face the challenge head-on, and we shall be stronger for it.
Okay, authoritarian voice, you are staying because your voice is awesome. I kind of want the Twin Legion now. The Cacti Screk Legion, no. I think Twin Legion's good. Oops. Apparently I didn't actually click it and they went back very, very far. Okay, let's try it again, shall we? The Twin Legion. Now, how is that going to be an adjective? That's the thing. So whilst I was pressing randomize, I saw this. The Cash Cactus Combine. And it's just too perfect for me. That's what we're going to be. We are the Cash Cactus Combine, and between us and our lovely friends here, our lovely beetles, the Screk, we are going to rule all of the universe, and probably enslave a good chunk of it, because at the end of the day, we are slavers. So, let's save that. Done, and reset to default. So here's the thing, I don't like advanced AI starts. I really don't like it. This controls how many of the regular AI empires will start with an initial advantage in resource, technology, and population. They do not gain any additional bonuses besides a stronger starting position. This settling does not affect fallen empires. Sorry, the setting. Yeah, see, I don't like that at all, so we're not going to have that, because I don't personally enjoy it. That's the only reason, really, I'm going to give there. Marauder empires, that's fine. Fallen empires, that's fine. Primitive civilizations, fine. Yep, everything else is as it is, so I guess with that, we can start. And that lovely new art of destroying a world. In the eons since the first primitive cactus communities, the cactus communities took shape. Okay, I can't read that. Took shape amid the great June seas of money marble. Our civilization has spread and prospered. The early chaotic periods of our history saw many nation-states vying with each other for power, until we were at last united under the strongest of these. Only when guided by a single vision could we reach our full potential. And an era of stability and scientific progress followed. Now, after the discovery of the Hyperlane network, the finest minds of the Cactus Combine have finished development of the first hyperdrives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Begin! So, where are we? We're quite close to the center. And there's the Sterling Star. Look at how pretty and shiny it is. Okay, so once again, I am not exactly good at this game, so please expect a lot of derpiness. So to begin with, just grab both of those mining stations, would you? Let's set up our research. So, yep, research speed straight away, that would be lovely. Ooh, I would like both of these. Extra unity that early would be gorgeous, but also going down the route of the bio stuff that early would be helpful as well. Though I do also want the edicts. We are going to get a lot of influence, and that's a good way of spending it, so I think I will go with that. Might be better to go down the route of coil guns. Here's the thing as well, I'm aware that now you have the auto best feature. I don't think I'm going to be using that all that much, because I want to name the main classes of ship, and honestly, I don't want my hand to be held that much. I would like to actually be responsible for creating these things. Although I do now have to get used to the new system, so we have the reactors over here now, rather than in the slots. But if we only go auto best, we can't react to enemy ships. Normally you can look at the enemy ship and go, oh, they're using a load of mass drivers, so really we should focus more on armor, less on shields. Oh look, the enemy are using loads of lasers, we should focus far more on shields, and so on. If we only do auto best, I've also heard that apparently it favors point defense way too much, so you end up with your whole fleet just point defense spamming, or point defense spamming, as you do. Okay, can you just go and do a bit of surveying as well? Thank you very much. Sorry, I had to. Okay, there we go. We're doing a bit of Pac-Man. Now, over on Money Marble. So, let's see. Are you full-on slaves? Yes, you are full-on slaves. Okay. So you're not the caste system. That's fine. So, do I even need to put these in the caste system? Is there anything which we could give them which is happier? Oh, okay, so they don't start off in that. Oh, I did not realise that. I haven't actually used the trait before to give us 2 starting species, so I didn't know how that automatically worked. So if I put you on social welfare, I don't think right now that plus 10% happiness would be enough to really warrant how much consumer goods we'll end up using, so I'll leave them as they are. What I would really like is a monument as soon as possible to rush out some unity, whilst we have almost no systems and no planets, so we don't have all those horrible modifiers. So for this, I think I'm just going to go with this. It's not... I think that Coilgun might be better, but until we get some better energy, I just like the extra hull points. It's just a nice basic upgrade, considering our Corvettes currently only have 300, giving them a full extra third health. That's gotta be a good thing. And so, with that, everything starts. However, I'm afraid I'm going to call it here, because I might even call this episode 0. Maybe I will, maybe I'll call it episode 1, but this was just getting used to it, and also I want to see how popular this series is. It sounds horrible to say, but if I do continue this series, it's going to be very time-consuming, so I want to know if people actually enjoy it before I start dedicating to it. Either way, though, if you have enjoyed, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Also of note, before we go, is that you can no longer use your military to go into sectors that your science ships haven't explored. And you can just make them explore rather than survey. They don't need to fully survey an area. But for now, we'll leave it at that. Maybe we'll grab another science vessel soon. I don't know. Either way, thank you for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed. And goodbye.